Hey everybody, my name's Hobi, Royce, this is Mazius. I'm here with the Lead Exchange project, and I got a shot for you guys that I like to call horn drill. So it's a single sword shot, and how it works is you throw a flat slap into their hand, and then you push in for a stab. So how this works is you want to throw your flat slap at a pretty far range. You're kind of aiming. You're not really trying to hit them here. If you hit them in the wrist, obviously that's awesome, but that's not really your goal. Your goal here is to use their hand as a sort of guidance post, and then once you get here, all you do is step forward. So some key things to make sure you're doing with this: when you throw your slap into their wrist, you want to make sure that your fist, here let's switch sides so you can see this. You want to make sure your hand is faced in, because if it's faced out when you try to do this, that makes countering here very easy for your opponent. And if you do this, it makes it really difficult for them to come up top, and since their swords, my sword is in the way, if they try to come low, they have to kind of go through my sword, and it's a lot of extra movement. And with what you're doing anyway, if they try to do that, your stab is going to just push straight into them. So it's really win-win. But make sure your hand is facing in to create that defense. So you do that, make sure you're controlling, and all you do is step forward. What's really common is that for them to return up top. So you can block when you come in, but I find that this is a really awkward position. So what I like to do instead is just throw a hand block as I do it. If they catch arm, that's fine because you've stabbed them in the chest. And if they go for your shoulder, they're hitting your other hand. So awesome. A couple of things to note when you're doing this too. You want to make sure you're throwing the slap at a far range, because if you throw it too close, they're going to think that you're throwing for their offside somewhere, and they're going to push their hand just like this too far over. And now when you go to stab, you're going to be way out here. So make sure you're throwing it way out here, and to keep their hand, to give you room in order to stab them. But yeah, that's the horn drill.